Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see the fifth-year quarterback, Jameis Winston, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they match up with Jared Goff and the NFC champion LA Rams. I'll talk to you again at halftime, but for the call of this one, let's send it out to our EA Sports broadcast team. It's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
On a pretty gray and hazy day here in Southern California, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Los Angeles. A few short moments ago, running back Todd Gurley trying to fire up the Ram faithful here in Southern California as his guys get set to do battle with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Before kickoff, Charles, quickly your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I could give you the standard ones, turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives their defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
The children will grow, and it's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jared Goff bringing out the Rams, and the Rams are 2-0, got the win against New Orleans in that NFC title bout rematch. 27-9 the final there. Goff, Charles, threw for 283 and a touchdown pass.
Yeah, and almost had a second touchdown pass on that great play by Cooper Kupp. I mean, what an incredible catch and run. But I think that Jared Goff is one of those players that's taking the next step. We already thought he was a good quarterback. I think he's getting into that top 10 category. And know this, his head coach, Sean McVay, when the Rams came to him with a contract extension, he said he's not signing it unless he had assurances that they would get another deal done with Jared Goff. He wants him to be his quarterback.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. That'll bring up second down. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
And I think the entire league benefited when Andrew Whitworth made the decision to come back for his 13th NFL season. Still one of the best offensive tackles in the game. 4 Pro Bowls, 2 times first-team All-Pro. He's now 10th among active players in the NFL in games started.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Levante David in on the tackle. The starting 11 defensively for Tampa Bay.
It's easy to go back to the time that Ndamukong Suh entered the NFL, and he was an absolute force right from the beginning. But it's been fun to watch his career progress, and I'm starting to see a little more finesse in his game, although I'm not sure he'd like me to describe it that way. But you see the agility, you see the movement, and, of course, he can bull rush when he needs to get to the quarterback.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Strip that ball.
A shotgun snap for Goff. And a throw there going to be incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
The 4-time All-Pro Johnny Hekker is on to punt for L.A. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. On is the punter Hekker as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Jameis Winston bringing out the Tampa Bay offense. And in week 2, a little bit of an interesting note on Jameis, Charles. He had lost 12 straight road games prior to the Thursday night win at division rival Carolina. So nice for Jameis to go on the road and have some success.
It certainly was. Numbers, they weren't amazing, but they didn't have to be that night. Turned out he was 16 of 25, 208 yards, 1 touchdown. touchdown. The key number, though, 0 interceptions. Took care of the football. That gave his team a chance, and they took advantage of it.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Winston. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first.
And with the Buccaneers' new coaching staff, you have to figure they're going to want to use O.J. Howard a little bit more this season. 34 catches, 565 yards last year, but that was in only 10 games. 6'6", 251, and can run. Find a way to get him the ball as they just did there.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And we get a glance now at the Buccaneer offense.
Peyton Barber had his best year running the football in 2018, and he was 9th in the league last year in rushing attempts. The only issue, yards per carry. Total yards under 900. New head coach Bruce Arians, he believes he can improve his efficiency.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Now Winston. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Chris Godwin, the former Penn Stater, should see an increase in action and production in 2019 with Adam Humphries and Deshaun Jackson gone from the team. 842 yards in 2018, second only to Mike Evans on the Buccaneers.
Ready? Blue ready. Hey, tight down. There you go. Let go.
A first down throw for Winston. That's caught out left by Perriman. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. On play action, Winston. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 34-yard line. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To the air again with Winston. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Corey Littleton, Pro Bowler for the first time a season ago, in to make the tackle. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Now it's a bootleg with Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Rams offense trotting back out there, CD, and this is a 2-0 Rams team, as we talked about earlier when we discussed Jared Goff. The win at Carolina, then the win against the New Orleans Saints. So, a lot of football to go, but do you have them pegged as maybe the favorites to repeat in the NFC?
I have them up there as a strong possibility to repeat, especially after these first 2 games, because you're dealing with a lot of things here, partner. Number one, got to the Super Bowl and didn't win. Oftentimes the next year, you have that Super Bowl hangover, and you don't play as well. Number 2, on the road at Carolina, hot weather in the season opener, they find a way to win. Number 3, here comes New Orleans with everything possible wanting revenge. They find a way to win. That tells me this team has something special to it. They definitely have to be one of the favorites to get back to the Super Bowl.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on third down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Here's Johnny Hekker now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Tampa Bay taking the field again here on offense, and you would think that they've got to be feeling much better after their Week 2 win. Week 1, a lot of question marks about Jameis Winston, the 2 pick-6s, but now, following the win in Carolina, maybe their momentum is back, Charles.
Plus, they have a defense that's playing better than many people expected because the new defensive coordinator, a former head coach in the league, he brings in an attacking style, and that's playing well for them in Tampa. Not to mention, their division, the NFC South, one of only 2 divisions that does not feature a 2-0 team. So it's there for the taking, and I like the way their schedule is set up for them now. Home for the Giants, tough one at the Rams, and the Saints, who just lost Drew Brees. That could turn into a much better contest for Tampa Bay.
How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has 0 answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
Jameis now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Brandon, that play certainly felt like what I call a tendency breaker. 1st and 10, they dial up a draw play. That's not a normal situation, but give credit to the defense. They weren't fooled at all and really finished off the play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get 3 up to midfield. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Winston, he wants it all for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play, and guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
So on 4th down, out comes the Bucs free agent signee Bradley Pinion to punt. JoJo Natson back deep for the Rams. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Goff, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. After 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Los Angeles. It is the Rams in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Now on 2nd and 13. Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Woods coming off by far the best year of his career. 86 catches, over 1,200 yards. Now he's hoping to build on that, but well, he was a key cog in the wheel that took them to the Super Bowl last season. From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
So on 4th down, here comes Greg Zuerlein to try and get 3 for the Rams. The wind is at his back here in the 2nd quarter. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Zuerlein, of course, last year had likely the iconic field goal of the season, booting that 57-yarder in the Superdome to send his squad to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you really hurt the Saints fans on that one, didn't you?
Sorry.
They didn't want to hear that at all. But this guy deserves his nicknames. Greg the Leg, Legatron, because the ball goes through the post at a heavy rate, 87% in 2018.
After the made field goal, Zuerlein back out there now to send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start on the ground with Barber. On the stop was Aaron Donald.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the 26-yard line.
Let him go. 54. Mike, 54. Tackles, tackles.
On 2nd and 7, Winston, rush coming, and he's taken down. Clay Matthews leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Winston. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Rams are going offense here with a 1st and 10. Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. They've got to find a way to get him more involved in this game plan. Down here in the 2nd quarter, he doesn't even have a catch.
And don't think they're not hearing about it in the huddle and on the sidelines. And we often think of wide receivers at times being disruptive. It's just that they know their talents and they know the type of plays they can make, and they can make big ones. They want the ball to help their team.
Yeah, you got to think he's going to want the ball more. 1 target, no catches. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a 1st down.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end could be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
Took just 1 play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. And that'll set them back 5.
Still first down.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. A good comeback there after the penalty, 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6. So many questions about Todd Gurley in the offseason. How good is the knee? I mean, remember, he had a heavy workload the last couple years, nearly 4,000 yards from scrimmage, 40 total touchdowns, but just 4 carries in the NFC Championship game, 10 in the Super Bowl. So we'll see what kind of usage he gets this season. From just shy of midfield, Goff. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Offense.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Goff. They got a man, it's Woods. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 27-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
That's caught left side. It's Higbee, the tight end, and he takes it down to the 10-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. On the draw, Goff gives to Gurley. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Rams on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and goal. Goff now looking to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been at a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got the right idea right now. The way they've moved the ball in this drive, I wouldn't stop that momentum. Go get it.
And Zuerlein's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
After the made field goal, Zuerlein back out there now to send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Jameis Winston and the rest of the Bucs set to begin this next drive. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes, but right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Winston now to throw on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Howard. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Four receivers now. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and 4. Jameis to throw it. And his throw is incomplete. The rookie from Washington, Taylor Rapp, there to knock that away.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The Bucs on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Todd Gurley and the Rams offense set to take over. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has the look of a game that could very well go down to the wire. Just 1 point separating these two clubs at the break. But they're ready for the second half, and we are too. As we'll kick it right back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Third quarter starts with a run by Barber. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Ready? 125. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Ready? Black 25.
Off the play fake, Winston. Looking downfield for Godwin. That's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 35.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Switch it.
Barber on 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Here we go, D.
Once again, it's Barber. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They go play action. Winston. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So on 4th down, on comes the Buccaneer kicker, Matt Gay. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And Gay knocks this one through. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Get ready.
Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now a draw as Goff gives to Gurley. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but There are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Cut! 180! Mike 45. Here I come!
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 7.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Goff now to throw. Right side complete. That's Woods. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 25-yard line.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Mike 20! Mike 54! I know he ain't got it!
A play fake to Gurley. Now Goff. Going for it all. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to the ground game here. Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Goff. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Jared Goff, 4 times last year, he led the Rams on a 4th quarter comeback. He obviously didn't do it in Super Bowl 53, but can he do it here? That is caught at the 7-yard line. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Let's go, defense!
Here's Goff. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Robert Woods there to make the grab. And the Rams have taken the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Play action now, Winston. And a catch right side by Evans. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been terrific so far. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. A shotgun snap for Goff. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. First down, L.A. Goff finding Higbee.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. Goff now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Goff now looks to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check.
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. On the crossing route, complete. It's Woods. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. The Rams on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Goff. And that's caught left side. It's Woods. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. And this score will stay right where it is. So points so crucial in a tight game like this, but this kick off the goalpost, and that'll keep the score right where it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made this a 2-score game, but any cushion this late definitely would have helped. Now they need to ask their defense for another stop, and that's going to require some work.
Ready.
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Now Jameis trying to hurry his crew to the line. Winston to throw. Throw right side to Perriman, and it's caught.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Play fake. Winston. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And that is no good. Wide to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they got themselves in position to at least entertain the thoughts of an overtime, but as it turns out, it was not meant to be, Charles.
And you feel bad for a kicker in this spot. He's going to have to shoulder a lot of the blame, but in reality, this will be a team loss. They didn't do enough collectively to get the job done.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Rams are victorious here as we say so long from Exposition Park in L.A.